Hello VC, hope everyone's doing well. I'm bringing you a video today that's going to count down my top 25 albums of 2016, and I'm also going to show you my favorite find from this year on vinyl. Now, this year was actually really amazing for music. I have to admit that in the past, I haven't been good at branching out and listening to new things unless they were introduced to me. Um, I have family that love to send me some music in the mail and stuff, and I would find new bands that way, or I'd listen to Pandora, find new bands that way. But I wasn't good at keeping up on the day-to-day releases and checking out new stuff as it was debuted, or just sort of really searching for new stuff on my own, just browsing through YouTube or just clicking things on Bandcamp just to see what sounded good. And I made it a special goal this year to do that in 2016. And I think, I discovered a lot of new music this year, a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed. And I don't think I would have heard of if I had not been paying close attention or just, searching and talking to a lot of friends and just learning a lot about some different stuff out there. Now, my 2016 list is not going to have any of the usual suspects. There's not going to be any Beyonce on it. There's not going to be any Drake. There's not going to be any anything like that. No Kanye West. Sorry. I have nothing against these guys, but it's just, I think that there are a lot of people who are doing really, really awesome work, amazing stuff, and they're not getting the credit for it that they deserve, because all the top lists for 2016, at least the major ones, they all have Kanye, they all have Beyonce, and that's great, but I still don't think that those albums were necessarily like number one and number two or anything like that. So my list is going to be different. You're going to see a lot of different stuff on here, probably a lot of stuff that you might not have heard of before, or maybe you know all of them, and that's great. But what's really frustrating is when you see list after list after list, and it always lists usual suspects. Again, that's great. They make great music and they should be rewarded for that. However, I just think that other people need a chance. I'm going to show you some of those other people who really, really should have been on those top 10 lists. And, I'm not saying that they haven't been, because my number two artist, or number two album rather, has gotten a lot of great press, and for good reason. So, without further ado, let's get down to it. I'm going to count them down backwards from 25 to my number one album. So let's, and before I start, I should actually tell you that I don't have every one of these albums on vinyl. I think I'm missing maybe 6 or 7 of them out of the 25. And there are a few reasons for that. Sometimes I just haven't been able to find the album, to pick it up yet. In other cases, I'm waiting to find a very specific pressing, a color pressing of the album. And then one artist doesn't actually release on vinyl, so, I wasn't able to get her album. But anyway, let's get to it. So, number 25 is Florist. This album is The Birds Outside Sang. This is just a really beautiful little album, out on Double Whammy. I do have quite a few Double Whammy artists in this group of favorites, and for good reason. Really solid, beautiful little album. Absolutely love it. So that's my number 25. Number 24 is Johanna, Patientness. I don't have this one on vinyl yet, but I've listened to it so many times. It's really gorgeous, beautiful music. Fell in love with it the minute I heard it. Just sort of happened upon a video on YouTube, actually, and immediately loved it. So that's my number 24. Number 23 is Flock of Dimes, If You See Me, Say Yes. I don't have that one yet on vinyl either. I haven't found it in any of the stores that I've looked in, but I'm hoping to grab a copy of that soon. Another really solid album. Number 22 is The Julie Ruin, Hit Reset. Great album. I really, really like this. I love the artwork on it. I think it's really nice. It's simple. It's white. The album itself is white. Really stark, and I think hits with the theme of hit reset. So really solid album right here from the Julie Ruin. Um, let's see. Number 21 is Little Scream. Cult following. I saw Little Scream open for Land of Talk in May and just really, really dug their sound and everything that they were doing. So picked this one up as soon as I could find it. Really great, great, great album. And number 20 on the list is Luther Right in the Wrongs. This is Hearts and Lonely Hunters. I actually had been trying to get a copy of this. Oh, I was going to get a copy of this on vinyl. Canadian, Kingston, Ontario artist, has put out a lot of albums over the years. And this is the first one in quite a while. I love this album. Sarah Harmer sings a lot on it. It's just really gorgeous. And I actually got to buy this straight from Luther a couple of days ago when I was in Kingston for the holiday rock show that he and Sarah Harmer put on every year. So it was great to get it in person from him. And yeah, excited to finally have this one on vinyl because it's really a great album. If you don't know Luther Right in the Wrongs, country tinged rock, I guess you could say. Good stuff. Number 19, I know this is an album that a lot of people like. This album came out, I believe, like right on January 1st. It was like right there at the line. So this one kind of just made the cutoff, I believe. Savages, Adore Life. Great album. Really love this one. The song Adore. I saw the video for it and just love the song and wish I had discovered these guys sooner. So that is my number 19. Number 18 is the album, the joint effort between Nico Case, Katie Lang, and Laura Veirs. I don't have it on vinyl. I'm actually specifically looking for an orange copy. I've come across some of the standard black vinyl. I kind of want a color copy. I had an opportunity to buy one several months ago and decided not to, and now I regret that a lot. So I'm still looking for one. That is a fantastic album. I really love Nico Case. I love all of these guys. Really beautiful album. Can't really get enough of it. Every time I listen to it, it's just, I'm wowed all over again. So don't have it on vinyl yet, but I will. All right, number 17. Actually, this one's a soundtrack. It's the Stranger Things soundtrack, volumes 1 and 2. I have both. I got, for volume 1, I got the Barnes & Noble red and black swirl. And for volume 2, I went with the Light in the Attic waffle swirl variant. I was a little disappointed. In the photos, they're obviously very backlit. So when you actually get the album and you don't know that they've been backlit, they're pretty transparent, so they look very dark. Unless you have like a light table platter, you aren't really going to see the gorgeous colors as well. So it's a little disappointing for that, but man, the soundtrack is fantastic. The music is great for that show. So yeah, if you haven't seen the show, you have to check it out. If you haven't listened to the music, it's electronic, but it's like synthy 80s music. Oh, it's fantastic. Really great stuff. All right, number 18 is Bellows, Fist and Palm. I've really been enjoying Bellows over the past year. Really like their music, and this one came out on 2 different variants. I'm looking to get one. I actually know of a record store within 2 hours of me that has a copy, so maybe I can get down there on this break and grab it. I don't have it yet, but I've listened to the album several times. Really beautiful, gorgeous. I really enjoy this effort. Actually, even more than previous output. So great album. Number 15 is Veda Hilly, Love Waves. That's her new album. I don't have that one because, well, she didn't release it on vinyl, so I don't have it on vinyl. But it is a great album. It's a little bit of a departure from what I've heard, from what her usual style is, but it's still gorgeous and lovely as always. Everything Veda does is. Number 14 is the sophomore album by July Talk. This one is Touch. Really great album. I really love it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed their first album. which is like one of my favorites. So this one's a little further down on the list. Normally I would say July Talk would be right up there at the top, but then again, I still have to listen to this a little bit more, maybe able to grow on me a bit more. I do enjoy it, but not as much as their first album. So, all right, number 13, Fear of Men, Fall Forever. This one is a band I only kind of recently got into. They opened for Mitski when I saw Mitski in Philadelphia back in November, and instantly loved them and bought the vinyl right away because was really impressed with what I saw and what I heard. So this is a fantastic album, really, really great. And number 12 is the Tragically Hip Man Machine Poem. This album is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's a much steadier and quieter album than previous efforts. I would say it's really cohesive and lovely, but it has perhaps a little bit of maybe a little sadness in it or something. It's just it's a little bit different than some of their previous efforts. I think it's most close. I mean, I would say it's closest probably to Now for Plan A, but yeah, great effort by the Tragically Hip. You know, with Gord Downey's cancer diagnosis, I'm not sure if he's going to be putting out, or if the Hip is going to be putting out any more albums. I know that Gord says that they have, you know, they're ready to record. They've got a lot of songs, but and I hope that happens. I really do. I hope it can, because I love this band, and I just want to get more from them. So. Okay, number 11 is Hannah Georges, For Evelyn. Really fantastic album. Boy, I had been looking forward to this album coming out for a while and was not disappointed. I play this one a lot. Great album. And number 10 is Taco Cat, Lost Time. Not only is this a just fantastic cover, gorgeous looking vinyl, it is fun as hell. This music is fantastic. It's just so much fun. We put it on all the time to do chores. It's a lot of fun. You find yourself singing all these catchy songs all the time. Great album. I did see this on a couple of top lists, but it needed to be on a lot more. All right, number 9 is a really special album. This one is Gord Downey's Secret Path. This is a project. Gord got involved in doing this when he had read an article about an Indigenous boy who was at one of the residential schools and tried to make his way back home, and died along the way. And he was really moved to learn more about the problems with the residential schools and the destruction that it did to the Indigenous families in Canada. And he wanted to bring more attention to the issue and work hard at reconciliation. So he actually just did this incredibly gorgeous album of songs about this boy, Channing Wenjack, and he had someone do a graphic novel to go along with it. And then all the proceeds go to benefiting reconciliation within Canada. And this is just an incredible box set. It has the album, it has the graphic novel, and then it has a series of prints from the novel with lyrics. Beautiful set. Gord Downey does really amazing work. He's worked very hard in recent months to talk a lot about these issues, and the fact that Canada really needs to face its past and do something to try to right all the wrongs that have been done. It's a beautiful album in so many ways, and it's a very important album. So great. I'm so happy to actually put off ordering a copy of this for a little while, and then I thought I had lost my chance at getting a first run, but I managed to find a copy of the first run, so I'm really happy to have this one. Excellent album. Okay, number 8 on my list is one that I am so crushed to not have Diana, Familiar Touch. The album is just fantastic. This is their sophomore album. They actually just toured with the new album. I was supposed to go to the show in Boston and I was unable to make it. I had hoped to pick up the album at that time. And that was a couple of weeks ago. And then with Christmas and everything, I just haven't gotten around to ordering it yet, but I need to because it's fantastic. I love this album. I actually think I even like it a little bit more than their first. And I really enjoy that album too. So that is my number 8, and I'm really hoping to get that one very, very soon. Number 7 on the list is Frankie Cosmos' Next Thing. Okay, so you might wonder why I have 3 copies of Next Thing. Well, it's a really incredible album. It's fantastic. I really, really love it. But all 3 of these are different pressings. The first pressing that came out in the special edition is clear with white splatter, and it's supposed to look like clouds. So I was happy to get that one. It's really beautiful. I really enjoy it. I'll actually open it up for you guys so you can see, because this one's pretty impressive. This whole idea behind all of these. So here is this gorgeous clear vinyl with the white splatter that's meant to look like clouds. So, I was perfectly satisfied with this one. And then I went to a record show in Brooklyn, and some reps were there from the record company Bayonet, and they had a blue vinyl copy, and I thought, and that one was a cloud copy, a blue sky copy. So what they said was the intention was to place the clear with white clouds over the blue one to create a clouds and a blue sky effect, which similar to what this is here on the cover. So I thought, oh shoot, I kind of have to have that one too, I think. So I decided to go ahead and splurge and buy the blue vinyl copy. I'll show you that right now. That's this. Really, really lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. Love the marbling in it. Beautiful. And as you can see, when you place the 2 together, it does create kind of a clouds in a blue sky effect. Of course, the lighting's not great in here, so you can't see the blue quite as well through it, but really neat. So I was like, okay, well, that's fantastic. Great. But then just recently, they decided to put out another version. And this one is on Sunset, Orange Sunset colored vinyl. Now, so again, it matches in with this cover. I couldn't say no, so I ended up going ahead and buying a copy of it, and it's really gorgeous. So now I have 3. I have 3 copies. I know I don't really need them, but I'm really a sucker for variants, and I love the reasoning behind these variants. So so that's how I ended up with 3 copies of Frankie Cosmos' Next Thing. But it is a fantastic album. I got to see Frankie play, and yeah, definitely worth checking out. Not just for the cool colored vinyl, because the music is fantastic. Okay, so now we'll move on to my number 6 album, and that is Venus in the Moon, Brother Sun. This is another one I was excited to get. Venus in the Moon, that is Rain Phoenix and Frally Hines. Great, great album. Love their music. I hope they continue to record and put out lots of great stuff. Great, great album. And now we're down to my top 5. Number 5 is actually more of an EP, but I'm considering it for this list anyway. It is Eskimo, Year of the Rabbit. This album is just fantastic. I love this. They originally didn't have it out on vinyl. They had a CD, and a friend of mine who went to one of their shows actually got me a copy of it before it was actually really released. So I listened to it and I just couldn't stop listening to it. It's 6 songs, but they're beautiful. They're all fantastic. Gorgeous, gorgeous album. So when they announced that they were going to be putting this out, I was super excited. And it's really cool because this one is also a neat pressing in that it has it's etched on one side. So you've got this gorgeous green vinyl, and then on this side it is etched. And I'm not sure, I'm not going to be able to show you guys. Oh, you can kind of see it a little bit. The etching is really cool. And the etching is basically the different designs like this, and they are on these little drawings and things that are on the insert. So it's such a cool pressing. So I was really happy when they decided to put it on vinyl, and the fact that it was just really cool vinyl just made it even better. So great album. That one is my number 5. My number 4 album is Jennifer O'Connor, Surface Noise. I picked this up actually the day it came out, the release day. Jennifer was opening for Nico Case in Troy, New York, and I got a copy. This one's on pink vinyl, and had her sign it for me while she was at the merch booth. So, fantastic album. I love this one. I listen to it a lot. It's a go-to for me, especially at work when things are a little hectic. I kind of like to put this on because it's a little more soothing. Really, really fantastic album. I think this should have been, this should have been on everyone's radar. It should have been in some top lists, like more top lists, big top lists. So, I love this album. Excellent. So that's my number 4. My number 3, this one's kind of an odd one in that it's gone through several different releases. The first release, which was in France because it's a French artist, was in 2014. But there have been a lot of changes to the album. It's been, changed around. New songs have been added. Some of the songs have been translated into English. Some of them are half in English, half in French. And the last and latest version, which is the one I have, came out in 2016. And this is not a repress. This is a separate pressing. And it, is a little bit different, like all of them. They're just a little bit different. So this is Christine and the Queens. This album, man, I fell in love with this thing the minute I heard it. So good. So good. Whenever I listen to it, I just want to get up and dance. It's such a fantastic album, but it's also beautiful and has such really great messages in it about finding yourself, loving who you are, accepting accepting others, and just living life to the fullest. It's, maybe corny sentiments, but not when you hear them this way. So, excellent album. So I know this might not be, I know it has made some best of 2016 lists, but I know there's, it's like sort of half 2016 and half not, because some of the releases were before that. But this one in particular, this version, with the songs in this arrangement, this one's 2016. So that's my number 3 album. My number 2 album is Mitski, Puberty 2. I don't have it on vinyl, which is almost a crime. I have it on CD. I really want to get a copy of it on white vinyl, and I haven't been able to find one of those yet. So I'm still looking. I won't buy a regular one until I can get that. I want the white vinyl. But that album is fantastic. It has been on a lot of best of 2016 lists, and it deserves to be. Her previous album is fantastic, but this one is just, it blows me away. And seeing her perform live was just amazing. Great music. It was really tough. I really almost wanted to put this one at number 1, but this number 1 album beat it out by a little bit. And I know probably a lot of you haven't heard this one, but you really kind of need to. And this is Told Slant, Going By. Sophomore album, beautiful. It is so gorgeous. I find myself I listen to it all the time and am constantly amazed at how incredibly gorgeous this music is. I got into Told Slant a lot earlier this year. They were opening up for Girlpool, and I kind of just listened to some of the music and saw some live performances on YouTube, and instantly fell in love. Bought the previous album, Stillwater, at the show, actually, and I just, when I heard that they were putting out a new album, I was super excited because Felix makes some incredibly gorgeous music, and I'm so happy that this exists because this is really fantastic. Um, I would say for me, in 2015 there were some good albums in 2015 too. Slater Kinney was at the top for me. No Cities to Love. However, one of the albums that continues to punch me in the gut whenever I listen to it is Torres Sprinter. That album is just unbelievable. It's so gorgeous and has such emotional impact and punch. I just, every time I listen to it, I'm like, oh, this album is so fantastic. And that's how I feel when I listen to this Told Slant album. So that's why it made my number one, is because if I can listen to it 60 times and each time it gives me goosebumps and just makes me feel such emotion, then it's a great album. That's what music should do. It should really move you, and that's what Told Slant does for me. So this album, Going By, phenomenal. I definitely recommend checking this out. Yeah, that's my number one. Great album. So those are my top 25 albums for the year. I'd be really interested to know what you guys think and what some of your favorite albums of 2016 were. So leave them in the comments if you have anything to contribute or add. And I'm going to just do one more thing, which is show you my favorite find of the year. And this is huge for me. This has been a white whale for a long time. I had 3 white whales, and this one was number 2 on my list. And I actually just got it a couple of days ago, actually from the artist directly, which is kind of crazy. Now, the album in question is the Mugworts, Barbie's Wedding. This is actually from 1995. The Mugworts were a Kingston, Ontario local band, Luther Wright and his brother. I've been on the lookout for this forever. It's not on Discogs, it's not on anything. Like, you can't find information about this. And the only thing I was actually able to find, and kind of how I discovered them and thought, oh man, I really like this, a couple of YouTube videos with some of the songs. And I knew that it was on red vinyl, but I didn't know anything else. I didn't know, the label. I didn't know anything else. Every time I tried searching, couldn't come up with anything. Have never found it on eBay. Have never found it on any sites for sale. And I kind of thought I was never going to get a copy. I thought maybe I could find it in Brian's Record Shop, or Brian's Record Option, sorry, in Kingston. But I wasn't too sure that I would be able to. That place is crazy packed and overloaded. And again, it seems to be such a rare album that I really didn't think I could find a copy. So it became one of my white whales. One of my 3. I really wanted to get a copy of this. So fast forward to a few nights ago when I'm at the Holiday Rock Show in Kingston, and I'm just about to buy Luther Wright's new album. And he picks up the box that his records are in, and he pulls a few things out, and all of a sudden he pulls out a couple of copies of this. And I kind of lost it, and I grabbed his arm and I said, oh my God, I have been looking everywhere for this album. Let me buy one from you. And, he was like, oh, I don't know, and kind of gave me a hard time about it. But yeah, he totally was willing to sell me one. And I was absolutely thrilled, because I honestly thought if I was ever going to get a copy, it would be some old beat up copy. This thing is mint. It's brand new. It's never been played. It's hardly ever been touched. It's been in a box. So yeah, super excited about getting this. It is on beautiful red vinyl, like this gorgeous cherry red. Really great, which is something you didn't really see a lot, like in the 90s. Like, the colored vinyl was, some people really did do the colored vinyl, but for such a local sort of act and pressing, this was, CDs were the thing back then, not vinyl. So the fact that this exists and that I was able to get a copy is pretty spectacular. So, not only did I actually finally find one of my white whales, but I got it right from the artist. And the thing is, I had been thinking, Luther's a really approachable guy, that maybe I could just ask him if he had any sitting around anywhere, or if he knew if his brother did. And, but I didn't even have to get around to that, because there it is. So this is my favorite find of 2016 because it was a white whale. I found a lot of excellent stuff this year. I got way too many records, but this really takes the cake. So you can cross this one off my list. Two more to go. So, all right. So that was my 2016 musically. Yeah. So anyway, tell me what your favorite albums were. I'm hoping maybe some of you guys will be doing some top 10, 15, 20, 25 albums of 2016 so I can see what you guys thought and hopefully learn about some new bands that I should check out. So anyway, hope everyone had, I mean, 2016's been kind of a crazy year. A lot of loss, especially with musicians. So I think everyone's ready for 2017, and I hope you all have a fantastic start to the new year. And I will be back soon with a little bit of a haul covering some of the stuff that I got over the holidays. So anyway, until then, take care. Bye.